So yeah, let's just get straight into this, and if you do enjoy, please do not forget to leave a like, comment down below, subscribe, turn all bell notifications on, and yeah, let's get straight into this, and I hope that you enjoy. Okay guys, so this all started back when I was in year 6. I think in America that is like 7th or 8th grade. So back then I had quite a lot of friends. We'd all go over like this park, it was called Woodcross. So if you live near me, you may know where this is. Actually you definitely will if you live in the area I live in anyway. Or if not, it's because you live maybe out of town or something. So yeah, there's a place called Woodcross, and there is 3 parks on this one grassy area, and there's a few like grasses, like there's a few greens. So you know that you've got the one field where like people's houses surround it, then you've got another one where there's houses at the top, and then there is like a bit where you can go round like there's like a fence going round the park, and then there is another park at the top, and then that's where the houses continue to go up to the shops. So there is a park near that top bit, there is a park in the middle, and in between each park there is a grass and like them exercise bikes. Oh, and you also had another park which wasn't really a park, it was just a sand pit with a snake swing. So we had loads of fun on this snake swing, and I can remember one day I was over there and it was me and 4 or 5 of my friends. So it was me, a friend that was like my best friend at the time, and like a whole friend group, and my friend's sister. It was just us. So I can remember we was over there, as you know, we was on this swing, and kids, you know, around the area would always want to go on this swing, and there'd literally be full on fights because people wouldn't want to share this snake swing, or like, you know, someone got hurt because someone's pushed it too hard, because literally we used to get like 4 or 5 people at the back to push it, 4 or 5 people at the front to push it. So when he went up, you would push it forward, and when he went back you would full on push it. And some people, you know, when it got so hot you'd have to duck because there was like these wooden bars, and if you full on went up to it, which a lot of the older kids did, and us, we could do that when we had like a lot of pushing. Some people would actually hit the heads, and that's how the fights would break out, because, you know, someone would hit the head, they'd get angry with the person who pushed it, and a fight would start. So, you know, we're on this swing, and, you know, there's our whole friend group, as I said, and Jake and his friends come over. There's like 2 or 3 of them. So I can remember, right, Jake and his friends, they want to go on, and we're just like, oh, just let us stay on here for a bit. And my one friend was like, come back later, you effing da 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 da. And he was trying to take the mick out of his weight, which I do not agree with, you know, that's not nice. So I was like, bro, what are you doing? Don't say that. And he full on was like, whoa, and tried to push my friend off this like snake. So, you know, a whole situation broke out where my friend got angry with him, and yeah, they had like a little scuffle. So like 2 or 3 hours later, we all, you know, separated and whatnot, and I went home for dinner, and I end up coming back down, and I find out that my friend who tried to, you know, scuffle with this guy and a few other people who were there had made up, like they was cool with each other, you know, they spoke and whatnot, which was very weird because my friends wasn't the type of people to do that. You know, I'm not trying to say they was bad people, but they was just not the type of, you know, people to, you know, when you know there's like a certain type of people who just won't make out with anyone because they think, oh, you know, that's not masculine or something, you know, like I'm sticking up for myself, like, is that type of guy, like, yo, what you saying, like, nah bro, like, I'ma bang you out in it, like, you know what I mean. So he was like that, which I wasn't. I found it pretty funny, and, you know, so they made up and whatnot, and it's me and 2 people, including the guy who tried to scuffle with this older dude. By the way, if I didn't mention, they were 2 years older than us, so we were like 11 or 12, they was like around 13 at the time, around about the same age actually as my friend's sister who was there, but she full on went in and anyways. I don't know where they come from, but they was friends with my one friend. I didn't know them too much, but they lived near to my friends, and yeah, he used to date one of the girls who was friends with that girl. He was there, so she knew him, and they was just over here anyway. They just came over, and it was really good times back then. I'm not gonna lie. Like, for some reason, it's kind of upsetting when you think about it and look back, because it's like that nostalgia, but it's really deep nostalgia. Like, when you just really want to go back there because it was just cool. It's one of them every time I think about it, and just me telling these stories now is literally crazy and making me a bit upset, which is good because it shows that I have feelings and shit. Sorry if I swore, I'll probably cut that out, but yeah. So anyways, I'm pushing at the back with my friend. There's two people pushing at the front, and there's this one guy and his friend on the swing, and his other friend who he was with, and the other friends he was with, they were sitting on the floor on their phones. And back then everyone had a BlackBerry. Yo, painting, what's your BBM pin in it? Anyone remember that? Yeah, it was back in them times. I remember I had the BlackBerry Curve 920, and I thought I was such a bad boy. Like, bro, I'd go up to girls, I'd be like, yo, what's your BBM? And like, oh my god, when they gave me the BBM, I'd just be texting all night, So yeah, back to the story. My one friend, as we're pushing, he's like, yo, Isaac, just bang this full on disco. And the guy on the snake, did we call him Jake? Yeah, Jake was like, no, Isaac, don't do it. I'll literally hit my head, like, stop, like, we're going too high as it is. And I was like, I just took your head, you'll be fine. And I full on rammed it forward, yeah. And like, this guy full on, like, slipped his foot, and he's literally hanging on whilst his body is rubbing against like this sandy snake. Like, imagine it's like a snake shape, and there is them like wires that are really like kind of spiky, but you can hold them. They're not like spiky as in like to cut you spiky. They're like spiky as in like, say if you moved your arm down it fast, it would full on graze your arm. That type of rope, full on strong rope, like durable rope, but over time it wore and it becomes spiky. So this is what they was holding on to, and the guy's leg slipped, and I was like, oh damn. So I moved away, and his body is literally scraping up and down this like sandy snake at this point, and the guy had no top on because it was summer out. So I was like, oh damn man, I'm sorry. And he's like, nah bro, nah. When the snake stopped, he was full on like, oh bro, like, is my back okay, to his friend. He's like, oh man, Jesus. And they took a picture with it on their phone, and he showed him, and he was like, who was it? Isaac, come here, like, Isaac, get here now. And I was like, oh, for God's sake. And he was older than me, so I was a bit concerned. So I was like, nah man, like, he's like, Isaac man, like, why the hell, like, why are you doing this, swearing and that? And I was like, oh, whatever. So me and my friend, because my friend calls me, he's like, Isaac, come on, we can go to my nan's. And I was like, yeah bro. So we ended up walking up the road onto the green where there's no park now, where my friend's nan lived. His nan literally lived outside of the green. Like, literally, you walk out like front door, down the garden, from the footpath, across the road, and the green is there. Literally, like, you could get to the green in 10 seconds. That's how close it was. So we end up walking up there, and we end up getting the football from my friend's nan's and going on this green. And that guy was fuming because I remember his friend shouting up, and he's like, Isaac, I'm dead. And I was like, what? And we literally just playing football now. The people who I was with, like my little friend group, and then his sister decided to come out. She just came out because I told my friend, like, you get your sister because, and like, you're probably all gonna be laughing at me like, oh, you got your friend's sister, like, you got a girl. No, right, his sister is scary. Them type of girls that you're like, actually, like, bro, they're gonna be like in it, like, they're not scared, like, full on like beat down. Just that type. So anyways, I can remember, right, his sister comes out, we were all playing like football, and this Jake guy comes up with like 3-4 people now, and I'm just like, whoa, what's going on? So he's at the bottom of this green, at like this green box, and he's just standing there. We was using this in between the green box and the lamppost as a goal. So they full on just stood where our goal was, waiting for our ball to come. We kind of thought, because they were the type of kids that if you kick the ball near them, they're just going to run off and take it. And it was my friend's ball, it was an expensive ball, so we decided to move further up the grass and just play there next to the tree, and like jackets, we shook jackets on the floor and just play that way. So we done that, and they kept trying to come and get the ball, and I went up to the guy after a bit and I was like, man, can you just leave us? And I like pushed him away, and he's like, what are you saying? He tried to push me. So at this point I'm like, nah, and my friend's like, oh, come on, you don't want to, like, and I was like, oh, whatever. And I was like, full on panicking, like, when your heart races. Like, the guy was older, so he's like, nah, you're not going anywhere. He tries to throw his shoe at me, which was very weird, and he's like taking his socks off. So I was like, what? Like, what is going on? So this guy's fully trying to like fight me at this point, even though I like pushed him and caused this. But like, bruh, they're coming to you. Like, I'm trying to like clear the path. Like, can you just go away and leave me alone? So anyways, what I actually end up doing is I end up taking my shoes off as well, and I take like this little jumper thing that I had off and chucked it on the floor, and everyone is literally just watching. So this guy, he's quite like a big build, not as in like hench, as in like, he's got a bit of, I don't know what to say on him, a bit big. So yeah, by the way, this is also the guy that my friend pushed and he scraped his back, so he was having a very bad day with what's about to come. So he starts calling words and stuff, and he's like, hurry up, you monkey, and I'm like, whoa, what? Like, are you being serious? So at this point, I had it, So I'm standing and facing this guy in like a fighting position, and his friends are like laughing and giggling at me. Like, Izak, like, you've got this, bro, you've got this. So I remember him coming towards me, like, it was like a weird run, like a jog with like his arms open. And before he could even do anything, I just run and I go, and I full on like kick to the stomach, like boom. Yeah, like full on kick. And he's winded, he's like, what have you done? And like, I did not expect this. Like, he full on folded over because I winded him. Like, this was a lucky kick, I don't even care. And I've done martial arts before this yet, but like, I don't think I've ever done a kick like this before this, apart from like a few years later when he was at school. I've told that story on my main channel though, where I broke a guy's leg. If you want to go and check that out, I'll leave that in the description as well. But yeah, I full on winded the guy. One kick, straight kick, front kick as you would call it, and he full on just winded the guy, and his friends ran over to him, and everyone was like, oh, yo, Izak, you've winded the guy. And when people like gas it up, like they big everything up, and I was just there like, yeah, like trying to like act big when really I didn't know what I just did. So this guy was full on winded, and his friends were helping him, and one of his friends, I heard like, should I go and get your dad? And I was like, oh damn, he's gonna go. And I was like, bro, I've got to go. Like, they're like, nah, he's caught. And I was like, nah, I'm going. So what ends up happening is, right, them dudes, they go, the guy's still shouting at me, he's still being racist even more, like the guy who I winded. So they full on just go, and as they said, I think they went to get their dad. So I'm panicking at this point, but what can the dad do to me, like, for real? Like, their dad on like a 11, 12-year-old, what? Jesus. So I remember we all hid in my friend's nan's. It was close, and we saw them with their dad come up in the car to the green and like circle round it, because you could drive round this green. And yeah, like, no one knocked on his nan's, nothing. And after that, me and my one friend who lived close to me, we literally went all the way back to our house, which is like a 20-minute walk all the way up the hill. And I was literally just watching my back the whole time, panicking. And at this point, bruh, because they could have saw us, it was fully daytime, it was summer, it was hot out, and I was exhausted, I had no money on me. So if they decided to like ambush, jump me, why did I say ambush? If they decided to jump me and get out their dad's car and, you know, try and fight me, then I was literally just drained, you know. Been out all day, got in a fight. So I remember I got home, I told my mum, and she's like, okay, like, you know, just tell me if anything else, if you end up going back down. So I went down tomorrow, and I remember the guy was not there, and you know what? I never saw that dude once ever again, apart from years later when he was in college and I was in like the last years of high school. And you know, I was walking, towards the shop which was near my house. It was a Spar at the time, and he was walking out and he was like putting some stuff into his bag, and he saw me and just looked at me and looked away, and I started laughing to myself. But I don't know how I never saw him again, to be honest. There is a lot of people who I've knew who I've never saw, you know, since I was like maybe 14, and that's where nostalgia hits. I've got that feeling in my body, like, you know, when bruh is like in like my head, like it's in my whole body. It's like a weird tingles, you know. It's crazy, and I just miss them days, you know. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching. If you did enjoy, please don't forget to leave a like, comment down below and subscribe. And if you have any nostalgia stories, please comment them down below and I'll pin one of your guys' stories, because I love reading your comments, and reading a story would make my day. And yeah, just this is nostalgic. And yeah, guys, I'm gonna leave you here and go to bed now. But yeah, I'll see you tomorrow for another story time. Stay safe. I love you all. And yeah, peace.